Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And we're stealing Christmas.
Again and again and again.
So trim every blessed needle on the blessed Christmas tree.
And carve your rare Who roast beast.
Because today we're bringing you
all three Grinches.
Special thanks to Andrew Scott Bell, acclaimed film composer, for our brand new intro music. I hope everybody enjoyed that. We will be using that from now on. Thank you so much to Sidetricks for the previous music. We loved it, yes.
We just had the opportunity to work with a very dear old friend and fraternity brother of ours who I think won an Oscar, like a student Oscar.
Yes, he did.
Yes, so we took the opportunity.
And just some quick housekeeping. We are talking about all three Grinch movies today, but this is not our only Christmas discussion. We're talking Grinch today, and then on Christmas Day, which is on Tuesday, there will be a bonus episode, probably between half an hour and an hour, of just Ethan and I talking all things personal Christmas. So be looking out for that on Christmas Day.
But for now, we've got the second annual Bacon and Eggs Christmas Spectacular. We're talking about 3 movies today.
3 movies.
Granted, one of them is only half an hour long, but it's 3 movies, which is one more movie than we've ever talked about previously.
That's true. That's true. We've talked about 2 movies 5 times. We're talking about the 3 Grinch films. Now, the first one came out December 18th, 1966 on CBS. This is our first TV film on a $315,000 budget, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. For critics, 88 audience, and an 83 on Metacritic. That is Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Boris Karloff narrated animated film from the 60s.
Yes, very good. Very good. Many days ago.
I didn't feel like looking that up. Just be honest with you. Just didn't feel like it.
This is the oldest film we've talked about as well, correct?
Yes, by
Beats
9
Jaws
years.
by a lot.
9 years.
The second film came out November 17th, 2000, $123 million budget, made $345.1 million worldwide, 51% critic, 55% audience on Rotten Tomatoes, a 46 on Metacritic. This is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, starring Jim Carrey.
Yes.
That is the correct title, correct?
That, I believe, is also Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay.
Hold on. I think. I don't know. It's hard to find because there's 3 of them.
So here's what it is. The first one is literally the first 2 are How the Grinch Stole Christmas. There's no Dr. Seuss in the title, but on the VHS cover of the animated film, it says Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and that is also the case for the Jim Carrey film. Now, the third film that we're talking about today came out this year, November 9th, 2018, on a $75 million budget, which is less, which is wild, but it's currently made $375.6 million worldwide. 57% critic and audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 51 on Metacritic. That is Illumination's The Grinch, starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, here's how I think they got that budget lower. For starters, it's animated, and animated movies are always cheaper.
Yes.
Because there's no cameras or lights or anything.
And Kenan Thompson's cheap.
Kenan Thompson's cheap. There's also there's 4 people in it. I'm pretty sure Pharrell is just on retainer with Illumination at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm pretty sure he just gets a salary from them, and,
right?
And they do whatever he says. He does whatever they say, whatever. So I'm pretty sure that out of that $75 million budget, probably $40 million of it went to getting Benedict Cumberbatch to do this.
Oh, I'm sure. I've only heard of Rashida Jones, Pharrell Williams, Kenan Thompson, Benedict Cumberbatch, and that is it in this cast.
Yeah, and the Pentatonics.
Are they in this?
Yeah, they sing the song, the God Rest You Merry Gentlemen.
Well, Ethan, I'm asking you, what is your lifetime experience with The Grinch? Was this always a Christmas time watch? Did you watch the animated? Did you watch the live action?
I saw the live action in theaters, but I had seen the animated one previously, multiple times. That was one of our kick off the holiday season movies.
Okay.
It's I don't know if we had it on VHS or if it just happened to come on TV like this, but it'd be Black Friday, Gray Saturday, Off-White Sunday-ish.
Right.
It would come on TV. We would watch The Grinch. And then it was Christmas, because you would know when Mom and I had cooked food for Thanksgiving, listening to the Charlie Brown Christmas album, and then once you'd watch The Grinch, it was Christmas. This is one of my favorites. And then I saw the Jim Carrey one when it came out in theaters. I actually had the Monopoly game from it, Whovillaopoly.
Whovillaopoly. You know where Whoville is, right, Ethan?
It's just up the road, exit 118B on 64.
Yeah,
Charlottesville, Virginia.
All the Who's down in Whoville. Wahoo Wah. University of Virginia.
Yeah, and then I saw this one a month ago, and then I saw it again today.
You saw this one again today?
The new one, yeah. I watched the new one, and I watched the Jim Carrey one last week, and I watched the new one and the Boris Karloff one today.
Wow, you did better than I did. I watched the animated one, probably the first 14 minutes of it today, just to remind myself what it all was, and then I watched interviews with Jim Carrey and Benedict Cumberbatch about the roles.
Interesting. I like where you're going with it.
Which was a new take for me. I revisited Carrie at our Christmas party, but that was on mute, just sort of watching it to remember all the nuances to it. And honestly, his physical acting is so impressive that whatever, it doesn't even matter.
It's Jim Carrey.
Right.
The man's a legend.
Yeah, he really is. It's the closest thing we'll ever get to another Robin Williams.
Oh, gosh. Sorry, I dropped my Thor. I was removing my gold Thor pop from the box while you were saying all that.
Now, I love all three of them. I really genuinely do.
I do as well. And we're definitely, there's gonna, you can't get out of this episode without having an answer to, which one is your favorite. But honestly, it's a stupid question.
It is a stupid question because you're comparing the same myth 3 times.
Right, and it really is, one of the only examples we have of, 3 different directors at 3 different times making the same movie.
Right.
Is it's more, there's plenty of remakes, but this is more of a remake,
right,
than most things.
Do you have the Grinch? I think Carrie's Grinch is the animated Grinch is literally just book to page or book to screen, right?
Right. Yeah. I believe so. I don't know that I've ever actually read the book.
In the movie, he's green. In the book, he is black and white.
Is he really? It's not in color?
No.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yep.
I've definitely never read the book then. I learned that this second.
I'm sure that there are updated versions where, they've colored him in. But in the original
that seems
55,
like a weird thing to do. It's making color movies for a long time was hard because of, film and stuff. But, we've had colors forever.
Right.
There's, cave paintings with colors.
Yeah. And our mountains are blue here.
Yes.
How many, the purple, is it one mountain, many majesties? Or many mountains, one majesty?
Many mountains, one majesty. Purple
The
mountains,
purple
majesty.
Mountains. Okay, just making sure I've got that right. I feel like I always mess that one up. Hold on, I'm gonna fix something with my microphone real quick.
Everybody always messes that one up. Everyone.
The purple mountains, majesty.
Yeah. So many mountains, one majesty. It's referring to the Rocky Mountains.
Many mountains, one majesty. So what was I talking about? What was the point that I was just making? Oh, that he was turned green. But basically, it's like a direct adaptation, except there's music now. And there's really, really excellent Christmas songs. But comparing Grinches from Illumination and Carrie, where do you sort of land and why? You have to have that comparison. Which one do you prefer? Not which one is better, but which do you prefer?
Honestly, so the Jim Carrey Grinch is objectively better.
Yes.
It is objectively better performance. But that is a just pre 9/11 Grinch. That is it from a different world.
It is from a different world. There's a lot of adult jokes. There's a lot of adult humor.
Right, and a lot of it just doesn't, especially now, it just doesn't land.
Okay.
And people take the wrong things out of the Jim Carrey Grinch. And that was a big complaint with people for the new one, the Cumberbatch, is that he's too soft. He's too kind. There's not enough room for growth. But I think that his Grinch is more relatable because he's more like a regular person that grows into he takes a more normal journey from being a grumpy, kind of doesn't really like anything, doesn't enjoy socializing with people, still is a nice guy to his dog kind of guy, and he turns into a normal member of society who goes to Christmas dinner and has friends and family.
I love the Christmas dinner in Illumination Grinch. That gave me the warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
I love Kenan Thompson. I think Illumination Grinch, though, has one thing that might be the best way it's ever been done, I think, in a movie that comes to mind.
Okay.
And that's Max.
Yeah.
Illumination Grinch, Max, the dog, is perfect.
Max the dog is perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Max.
They made Secret Life of Pets so that they could make Max and he could be perfect.
A lot of people didn't like Secret Life of Pets that much, me included. But yeah, it was worth the whole thing for them to figure out dogs.
Right. Figure out cute dog does cute things.
Right, because he's such a character, but he obviously never says a word. He's a dog.
Right.
This isn't Pixar.
Right. This isn't Secret Life of Pets either.
Right. He's a regular dog. I wasn't gonna say Disney because there's a complicated like Goofy Pluto relationship
What about Bolt?
where like Goofy is a member of society and Pluto is a dog.
But they are both dogs.
But they are both dogs.
Who's Goofy's villain? Isn't he a dog too?
I have no idea.
Or it's like Pete. What is Pete?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know who Pete is?
Yeah, you're in over my head at this point.
Oh, let me send you a picture. You know who this character is, I would imagine. I just dragged him.
Okay, so as long as we're talking about it, as long as you brought it up, as long as we're having this conversation, better movie made about a villain as the main character who we're supposed to feel sympathetic to in 2018. Does this score better than Avengers Infinity War?
No.
No, absolutely not. Okay, moving on. Cut the episode.
Yeah, no. Thanos.
Thanos
Josh
is a better
Brolin.
Grinch.
Josh Brolin is the Grinch. That's the
Yes, because that's what Josh Brolin needed, was another role as a villain in 2018.
He was hardly a villain as Cable. God.
That was hardly a story.
Concerned, Cable never existed.
Anyway, yeah, I like the Cumberbatch Grinch a lot more. I think it's a movie that you can just kind of sit with better, and I think it is going to be a better movie for like today's kids to grow up with than our generation who grew up with the Jim Carrey Grinch, and we're all like miserable on Twitter posting like, "Oh my God, just hit me with a bus." That is a direct result of the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Now, let me ask you a question about Jim Carrey in general. Would you say that Jim Carrey is overall an overwhelming force of good in the world?
I guess so. I don't really know much about what Jim Carrey does when he's not acting.
He donates paintings.
Okay, yeah. I think that Jim Carrey, if I remember correctly, is having some like sincere mental issues at this point, and I think that we should probably check up on him if we're not. Because I watched Jim and Andy, and that was terrifying.
Did you?
Yeah, about playing Andy Kaufman, and you could tell that guy's just kind of losing his marbles a little bit.
Okay, would you say Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber?
See, that's the thing with me and Jim Carrey though. He's like
Grinch era Jim Carrey.
It's a hit. It's not a hit and miss. There's no like middle ground for me on Jim Carrey. It's an either or. Like I love Liar Liar. I cannot stand Dumb and Dumber. I won't watch it. I won't turn it on. I love Jim Carrey. I love Jeff Daniels. I will not watch that movie.
There is not a Jim Carrey movie that I've seen that I don't like.
I'm not that crazy about Ace Ventura as a character.
I love Ace Ventura.
I loved Liar Liar.
Finkel.
I love Bruce Almighty. I love this Grinch. I love the Riddler. Like Batman Forever is my favorite Batman movie to this day.
Batman Begins, Scarecrow.
What?
Batman Begins with Scarecrow.
Nope. Still, it's a better. Batman Begins is a better movie. But Val Kilmer and Batman Forever with Jim Carrey with Edward Nygma is still my favorite Batman movie.
So. The point I'm trying to say is, in what year did Carrey come out? 2000?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. This era of Jim Carrey movies is a goldmine, and a lot of people find a lot of joy out of this period of Jim Carrey's life. Absolutely. The overwhelmingly positive societal view.
So the interview I found of Jim Carrey talking about this role, listen to this. Jim Carrey on Rosie O'Donnell.
Good God.
And then in the interview, he puts on a Grinch glove that's got like extra long fingers and makes multiple O.J. Simpson jokes about how the glove doesn't
I'm
fit.
not surprised at all. I mean, that was the time, That was
the era. That was
the time, though.
Like, can you imagine if Benedict Cumberbatch did
but
the
like
same
when
thing
Jim Carrey was on the press junket promoting this movie, you could still carry a gun on a plane.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You can't. That's the problem, though. And I think that we as a society has finally realized that. It's like there's some things you cannot hold against an actor.
No, I'm not holding this against Jim Carrey.
No, I know you're
I'm
not.
Just saying,
I'm just saying, like,
the point I'm saying is, in 2000, I would have thought Jim Carrey was an undeniable force of good in the universe.
Yeah.
And then looking back on that interview in 2018, I'm like, oh my God, you cannot get away with any of this. You know, like the interview with Benedict Cumberbatch was like very calm and soft-spoken. And it was like, well, it was very fun to go and play a character who was mean all the time. That was interesting. But really, the sound booth was like this, and it was cool working with the director. But it was a very, very safe.
Right. Because it's
a
kids' movie.
It wasn't like Benedict Cumberbatch walked into this interview and put on his comedy gloves. He went into this interview, or he put on his like racy comedy gloves. He went into this interview and was like, I like working with this director. I think this was a fun movie.
Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't have racy gloves, though.
No, he doesn't.
Like, that's a notorious thing for him, there's that whole clip of him, saying, when some interviewer is talking to Natalie Portman, or Keira Knightley, when they're on the set on the press junket for Imitation Game. And he was like, well, Keira, you look tired. And Benedict Cumberbatch is like, hold on, How dare you say that to the most beautiful woman in the world?
Yeah.
Like, he is just that guy. Like, he's, or at least that's what his persona is portrayed as.
Imitation Game. That was, do you like that one? That was the one about the machine?
Yeah, about Alan Turing. It was slow. It was one of those, like, we are rediscovering how to make biopics in the 21st century. Please be patient while we put 4 out every week.
I really enjoyed Imitation Game.
I did too, but it was slow.
It didn't
dragged.
have the creation of the machine did not deliver an aha moment.
No.
And that was disappointing.
No, well, that's the trick to any biopic, is finding a way to take something that everybody knows about and make it a secret.
Right. Give you a fake 23 blast with a backside George reverse.
Right. It's like you got to find a way to make, and we were talking about this last week with Miracle. You got to find a way to make the truth compelling.
Right.
Like Marco Aruzione's goal was scored with 10 minutes left in the game.
And that was amazing, by the way.
10 minutes left in the game. They had to find a way to make that interesting, and that was the thing. That was what I did feel like didn't land in the Imitation Game. And from there on out, the movie kind of drug, and I get that it was the dude's real life, but like, I've never really been one for just watching people suffer on screen for an hour.
Did you like Theory of Everything?
I did. I thought that was kind of like a breakout role for Eddie Redmayne.
I think the Oscar-winning one was a breakout role for him.
Isn't that what he won the Oscar for?
No, he won the Oscar that time he was in drag.
I think he did for both.
He's so good.
He won back-to-back, I'm pretty sure.
Talents are wasted as Newt Scamander.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
it's
are.
Still
He
a
just
good
mumbles
character.
the whole time.
But people love him.
I
Newt
know
Scamander
they
brings
do.
people so much joy. Eddie Redmayne is an overwhelming force for good in the world.
He is. He's never putting on his racy gloves.
He doesn't. That's the thing, is we've got this whole crop of like posh British nice guy actors right now.
Right. But here's the thing. Here's Robert Downey Jr. He's a reformed drug addict.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he could put on racy gloves and go into an interview.
Certainly. Absolutely.
But he
and they're
just
always trying to
doesn't.
get him to do it.
Right.
Always.
But he just doesn't.
They're like, we want cracked out Robert. And he's like, that guy's dead.
He is dead. He ate some Burger King and he's back.
That is Robert Downey Jr. I always forget that.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was rock bottom for him. Was he said he got a burger at Burger King and it was like the worst thing he ever ate.
Experience. Oh, man. But yeah, no, Jim Carrey's Grinch, like, that is... So, well, hang on. Let me roll this back real quick. Whatever you want to say about kids' movies not being kids' movies, like, Illumination makes kids' movies.
Oh, yeah. Capital K, capital M.
Like, this is... They make Minions. Like, let us not forget. And I'm not saying that makes it a bad studio by any means, but, like, this is a kid's movie.
Hold on. Let's run down Illumination's list of films, though. I don't care what you say about Minions. I hate the Minions. But I remember when Despicable Me came out, I was like, those Minion things are pretty funny.
Yeah, but it's still a kid's movie. Like...
It is a kid's movie, but, like, Despicable Me, I've seen, I think, all 3 of them, and I think I enjoyed all 3 of them.
I'm sure. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I'm not saying you can't enjoy them. But, like, what I mean by this is, like, you always get the conversation with Pixar where people are like, well, it's not really a kid's movie. It's an adult movie that's kid-friendly. And you got the jokes that, like, are funny to kids, but are also funny to adults in a different way.
Right, this double entendre.
Right, like this is a kids movie. Illumination makes kids movies. These are movies for kids that may occasionally be funny to adults and definitely enjoyable, definitely heartwarming. And like they replace Louis C.K. in Secret Life of Pets 2 with Patton Oswalt. It's like they're doing well toward like fixing that image.
Right.
But like Jim Carrey's 2000 Grinch, that is not a kids movie.
No, that is like Tim Burton Batman.
I would be relatively alarmed to show that because I was 7 when I saw that, and like I wouldn't show that movie to my 7-year-old.
You don't have a 7-year-old.
You're correct. And maybe when I do have a 7-year-old, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever gets you to shut up.
Right. Enjoy.
Yeah, watch one of the Grinches. They're all good enough.
Right. Watch one of the long ones.
I have no idea. Maybe, yeah, Jim Carrey, you're probably safe.
Right.
I think The Mask is R-rated. Stay away from that one. Honestly,
is The Mask R-rated?
I know, there's one of them. Yeah, honestly, if you're watching Bruce Almighty when you're 10, there's worse things you could be doing. At least it mentions God.
Right. I love Bruce Almighty. God, that's an amazing film.
That is an underrated movie.
That movie deserves awards it will never get.
Yeah, well, because that was like, what, 2004 or something?
Was it?
I think so. Hang on.
It was a while ago. It's longer ago than you would think.
2003. Anyway, it was like after Jim Carrey kind of, I don't want to say he peaked, obviously, but like it was after Jim Carrey's time in the limelight. By that point, we had gotten Will Ferrell. We were getting like a new Adam Sandler movie every 8 minutes.
Are we not still getting that?
Like Vince Vaughn was popular at that point. The Wilson twins were popular at that point.
They're not
Brothers,
twins.
whatever. Listen,
Hold on. Let me ask you a question about 2000 Grinch.
Okay.
I know we're talking about Bruce Almighty, but I want to ask you a question about 2000 Grinch. Where does it rank for you as far as Ron Howard film goes? Would you say it's like better than Frost Nixon, better than The Da Vinci Code, better than Cinderella Man, A Beautiful Mind? God, there's Apollo 13.
Good God, I forget Ron. Because I just think of Ron Howard, I think of Opie from Andy Griffith. Like
Solo,
the
a Star
stupid
Wars
kid.
story.
Ugh, I forget that Ron Howard makes good movies.
He directed Grand Theft Auto in 1977, which apparently wasn't that good. But he directed it.
Hold on, Ron Howard. As far as Ron Howard movies go, oh, Lord. All right, let me pull Ron Howard up. Hang on, I gotta look at this for myself. You said a lot of good things. I gotta remember what you said. Director. I want director, not actor. Stop starring in your own movies.
Oh, he's in a lot of his own movies.
Yeah, he's in all of his own movies. Lin-Manuel Miranda, but bald and red hair.
And Jon Favreau, but short, bald, and red
Hey, I
hair.
like Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau can be in every movie, period.
All I'm saying is it was a little on the nose for Lin-Manuel Miranda to be like, I'm gonna write and direct and produce and star in it.
Which one?
Hamilton.
Oh, he isn't starring in it anymore, though.
Yeah, but he did for like over a year.
Because who is he, Hamilton?
Yes.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
He's Hamilton. Like that. Ugh.
You know what's crazy to me
Rubs
is
me the
that
wrong way.
is this the point? Was that people didn't study Alexander Hamilton in school?
We did.
I mean, like briefly.
We're from Virginia, though.
Yeah, but I
America
couldn't have told
happened
you who-
here. So, like,
I couldn't have told you who Burr was.
oh, I couldn't. Aaron Burr's the guy. He was the Secretary of State or whatever. He was the guy that shot Alexander Hamilton.
I get him and Andrew Jackson mixed up. Which one's the log cabin guy?
Andrew Jackson.
And he was the guy that
Andrew Jackson was the Trail of Tears.
and he was against the federal bank, right?
That I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that he is an
can't keep-
unpopular American president. Anyway, I could have told you before Hamilton came out that Aaron Burr was the guy that shot Alexander Hamilton in a duel. It was stated that Hamilton never fired, and that's why he died and whatever.
Han shot first.
Anyway,
all I know is I remember learning this because I remember picturing like a pile of bodies on top of like two rival pile of bodies.
Yeah.
And it was just one-on-one battles, and you would stand on top of the pile of bodies and like fight with a sword. Because I thought a duel was with a sword. Who brought guns to this?
Well, I learned about the Hamilton Burr duel in like 2nd grade.
Yeah, that's what I remember being in Miss Washington's class and thinking they had swords. I didn't think guns were invented in 1778.
No, I learned about the guns.
You know about the guns?
Yeah, I knew about the guns. Well, the next year they took us on a field trip to Jamestown. So
We went to college in Jamestown.
sort of. Anyway, as far as Ron Howard movies go, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is not better than Apollo 11, Apollo 13, or Beautiful Mind, or Cinderella Man, or The Da Vinci Code, or Frost Nixon, or Angels and Demons, or Rush.
I thought you were going to say Rush.
It was better than Inferno, and it was better than Solo, a Star Wars story. Out of the Da Vinci Code movies, I was most disappointed by Inferno. And I think it's kind of weird they just didn't make a movie out of the third one. I love those books deeply. That was my one foray into like adult fiction.
Well, be careful with quote unquote adult fiction. You don't want people to think you're reading like the sex books.
No, but you know what I mean though. Like
right,
beach
like not
house
YA.
fiction. Like that's Robert Ludlum, James Patterson.
Oh my gosh.
James Patterson's the guy that wrote Alice Cross books, right? Like
yeah, who's the
the
other
old
one
white
that
dude
writes
that writes the books about the black cop.
Who's the guy that writes a book every 30 minutes?
What?
The guy that writes the book like every 20 minutes there's a new book from this author. It's James Patterson.
James Patterson.
And
I don't know, the Stieg Larsson.
No,
the guy that writes the
the
girl that did the thing with the thing books. But anyway, Dan Brown, Da Vinci Code. There's 5 of them. 5.
Is there
Da Vinci
5 of
Code,
them?
Angels and Demons, The Lost Symbol, Inferno, and Origin. Yeah, 5. I like the audiobooks because they have a great narrator. Therefore, I got back into them recently. Anyway, this is not Ron Howard's best movie, and I truthfully do not think it's the best Grinch movie. I think that Jim Carrey is objectively the best Grinch character. I think that role was done amazingly, and he is a master of both physical and vocal comedy at the same time. One of the greats at all time, and will be remembered that way. But as far as a movie goes, kind of lacks a lot of things for me. First of all, if you watch it again in 2018, it looks awful.
It does look
It is
terrible.
very
it's very
dated.
Faded. Yeah.
Like the sets are just uncomfortably like kitschy retro World of Tomorrow feel.
Yeah, they are. They're very weird.
And all the Who people are hard to look at.
They are. They look like gophers
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
They look like They look like live action Mickey Mouse. I tweeted the other day a drawing of Mickey Mouse with the nose and everything. He looks like a who.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a mouse.
No,
I mean, I
that was
get
my
it.
point.
Like, if you were like, what animal is this? I would tell you he's a mouse.
I would be like, I mean, I guess it's a mouse.
I mean, as much as Mickey's as much of a mouse as Perry is a platypus.
Perry is 100% platypus.
Perry's
How dare
blue!
you? So? Mickey's like
Mickey's black and
black
white.
and white and wearing gloves.
Okay, mice can't wear gloves?
No.
What are you talking about,
Mice
man?
don't
Mice
have-
can definitely wear gloves.
They don't have thumbs.
And
Thumbs are what
shorts.
make gloves work. Mickey wears suspenders. Perry doesn't wear suspenders.
He wears a hat. He wears a fedora. Perry the
wears a
platypus is a freaking neckbeard.
What do they always say it is? It's not a fedora. It's a
trilby.
It's a trilby.
Yeah. He's like a cop. Perry's literally a narc.
Perry is a detective. Perry is 100% a platypus.
Whatever.
Perry's not a platypus. How dare you? I'm surprised you even know what Perry the platypus is.
Oh, God. What? Hold on. What is happening? Are they making a new freaking Happy Feet movie?
Are they?
Oh, my God.
I went with our best friend's wife on a date to Happy Feet with you.
No, they're not. Okay. That was Elijah Wood. I learned that today. I learned that
And
right
Happy
now.
Feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, for money. I couldn't have told you that. Robin Williams was in that too.
Apparently. Lots of people were in that. I don't know. I have not seen that movie since 2006 when it came out. But it's like on digital for the first time ever or whatever. I've got an ad here on IMDb for it.
Can I tell you a funny story about how the Grinch stole Christmas?
Yeah.
With Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
This is totally a me thing. So you know how like a lot of people watch The Grinch when it's Christmas time and that's how they kick off the holidays and you know, that's the whole thing. That's when people watch it. When I was in high school, this was me and my girlfriend are going to go quote watch a movie.
Really?
I've watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas hundreds of times.
Wow.
Like
I don't know how to feel about that.
And in college it was Say Anything. But in high school it was How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I've never even watched
Like Say Anything, the 80s movie?
Yeah, that's the one.
Weird. Okay. I'm gonna switch gears here for a second.
Yeah, I don't want to go into more detail
because that made me
there. I just
deeply
wanted to let you know
uncomfortable
about that.
on a spiritual
I'm glad.
level.
I hope that ruined this movie for the rest of time for you.
So I've always had this complaint, okay, about pop figures.
Okay.
Okay? You talk about pop figures, they call them bobbleheads, okay? You have some pop figures, right?
I do.
Have you ever had a pop figure whose head bobbled satisfactorily?
No, this is very frustrating. A good bobblehead.
Hold
do you
on.
remember?
I gotta show you, man. Gold Thor that I just got from Amazon freaking bobbles, man.
That is a bobble.
He just
Look at
bobbles,
that.
dude. He was just sitting there. I'm sitting here with him on my desk, and I looked over and I like tapped the desk, and he was just like, I was like, yes, you did it, Funko, you did it.
I do like that gold Thor though. That's sweet. By the way, unrelated. Thank you for my Christmas gift. I'm holding it in my hands right now. Ethan got me Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for Christmas.
I
Thank
did,
you, Ethan.
I put it in your door.
I saw that. I'm glad that I looked because I almost just stepped on it and walked right in
I
the
had
house.
concerns about that, but I was like, if I put it in the mailbox, the mail guy might take it, because he was like walking right up behind me. So I put it in the door, figuring that it would just kind of like flop out when you open the door. Right. But I did that today, like 5 minutes after I saw you.
Oh, you saw me at work.
Anyway.
Ethan visited me at work today.
So now I get to kick your butt at Smash Bros.
I don't like your chances.
Yeah, me either. I'm terrible at Smash Bros. But give me a couple months. I will whoop some butt.
I'm very good at Super
I have a
Smash
lot
Brothers.
more free time than you, though, and this game is a lot of fun.
I understand that, but I mean, you were competing with like all I did for like 12 years. Like I could whoop your butt in Smash Bros. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game.
Okay, well,
guaranteed.
listen, anyway, so here's my relationship
until the
with Smash
end
Bros.
of time.
Just because I'm going to lay it out, because I've been asked this question a few times in the past couple of days since I bought Smash Ultimate. Here is Ethan's relationship with Smash Bros. Okay, when I was a kid, I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, like an NES.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for Christmas in like 2001, I was like, hey, mom and dad, you know what just came out? The PlayStation 2. I heard it's really cool. What are the odds I could get a PlayStation 2 for Christmas, right? And so I had a PlayStation 2, right? I was awesome, man. It was awesome. I played Tak and the Power of Juju. I played...
You never played Kingdom Hearts, though.
No, I didn't... Listen, just let me finish my story here for a second, okay? Give me 30 seconds to
Final
run
Fantasy
this story
10?
down.
Final Fantasy 10?
No, I never played Final Fantasy. I never got into it.
Oh, man, you missed out.
I tried. Because back then you could rent video games from like Blockbuster, and you get like a card where like you paid $20 a month or whatever, and you just got to have a video game all the time. And so I'd just go rent video games all the time. And if something didn't stick with me, I just wouldn't keep playing it.
Right.
But like I didn't have to buy a $60 game that I was never going to play.
Right.
But anyway, so I got a PlayStation 2, man. I came into school, and that was the one year that I was like the cool kid. It was elementary school, and I was like, I have a PlayStation 2, man. PlayStation, do you know what this means? I can play all the games. And people were like, whoa, you have a PlayStation 2? You must be the cool kid, because like nobody else had one for whatever reason. Anyway, the next year, or whatever, the GameCube comes out, right? The Nintendo GameCube, and everybody I know gets a GameCube. But
GameCube, they ran a deal. It was like $300 for like a cube and Smash Bros and Mario Kart.
Right, so I didn't have a GameCube. I didn't know what a GameCube was. I didn't even have it in Game Boy Advance at that point. Anyways, I didn't know
How
what
are you playing Poke?
What? I didn't. I
thought
might
Crystal
have
was your
my
favorite
timeline
game.
mixed up. I might have my timeline mixed up a little bit here. It's entirely possible. But anyway, the year that everybody got the GameCube, I had already blown my, hey, mom and dad, can I get a game system? I knew better than to ask for another game system. Like, what was I going to do with that? I already can't play the system I have enough because I have school, man. Elementary school's hard.
It is tough, man.
So, like, everybody I know gets a GameCube, and I wasn't mad. I didn't know what I was missing. I was like, it's a weird box. The discs are really small. Why are there 17 knobs on the controller? I'm much more for this PlayStation 2.
Buttons.
I'm playing Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter. This is rad, dude. Like, I have not gotten bored of this yet. Anyway, so I would show up to somebody's party, and they'd be like, we're gonna play Super Smash Brothers. And I was like, Super what? Because I never had
What's Kirby?
I never had
What's
an
Kirby?
I never had an N64. I never had a GameCube. And I never had a Wii. So, like, I would show up, and I would just proceed to get my kicked for 4 hours by everybody I knew who they all had Super Smash Bros. And I was just like, I know what this game is. I just want to go home and play Ratchet and Clank. This is crap. And that continued. And so then I was like, people were like, oh, you get a Wii. And I'm like, I don't want a Wii, man. I'm mad. I'm mad at Nintendo. I hate Nintendo. Nintendo's stupid.
You did not play a Nintendo game for a long time. I do know this.
I didn't. So I had a Game Boy Advance, right? And then I got a 3DS our freshman year of college.
Played more Poke.
Played Poke, man. I never had a DS. I never had a DSi. I never had a DS Lite. I never had...
What did you do in 6th grade when the whole cafeteria had a DS?
I didn't, man.
And we were on
Y'all didn't talk
Chat.
to me.
Yeah.
Y'all cut me to another table. Like, y'all were like, yo, we're going to sit here and play our freaking Nintendo DSs. It was the same deal. I didn't have an Xbox. Everybody's like, we're going to play Halo 2. If you don't play Halo 2 with us, you're an asshole.
You did get an Xbox, though.
I did,
and
yeah,
also,
because I
if
remember
you don't
going
play
home and being
Halo,
like,
you
I
suck.
remember going home and be like, Ma, Dad, if I don't get Halo 2, my friends are going to hate me.
They don't have that problem these days because Fortnite is available on every
For
platform.
free.
For free. Let me ask you a question, Ethan. Just to sort of switch gears here. I want to get back to your Nintendo thing, but I thought of this while you were talking.
Okay.
Undisputed, what deserves Game of the Year in 2018?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, Fortnite. This doesn't make sense.
Fortnite was last year.
What?
Fortnite was last year.
Not Battle Royale.
That was this year?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way, Jose.
Yeah. 7 seasons, 1 year.
What? Good
Fortnite
God.
Battle Royale.
This has been
came
the
into
longest year ever.
Anyway, Fortnite
I hate
changed
Fortnite.
the way...
Hate Fortnite.
I don't hate Fortnite. It's a decent game to play, although I remember when I first started playing, I bought Fortnite, by the way. I don't know if I've talked about this. I bought Fortnite before Battle Royale. Like, I owned PvE. I paid $60 for it.
For Fortnite.
For Fortnite.
That's wild.
And then Battle Royale came out, and I was like, oh, this is a really interesting concept. It's a lot of fun. And then I was like, I know what's going to happen because of the creative building element is people are going to get insanely good at that. And the wall between people who are good at the game and bad at the game is going to rise. And there will be no chance for me, who does not care that much, to ever get a victory royale.
And that's exactly what happened.
And that is exactly what happened.
I wrote that off. I wrote Fortnite off immediately because we played at your house at one time. And I was like, man, there's a lot of building stuff that goes in this game. And I am not going to pay money for this because I didn't know it was free at that point. I'm not going to pay money for this. B, I do not have the time to put into getting good at this. So I'm just going to miss the boat. And I did. I missed the boat hard. But the time I tried to hop back into Fortnite, it was Call of Duty, man. Because I remember I was good at Halo, right? You had the same deal. I was good at Halo. You were good at Halo. Chris was good at Halo. David Kegley was good at Halo.
Mike was good at Halo.
Right. We were all good at Halo, man. We practiced Halo. And then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 comes out.
Ruined everything.
Ruined everything.
Because it was more realistic. It was like one shot, one kill, basically.
I just deleted Xbox Live, man. As soon as I played Modern Warfare for the first time, I just deleted Xbox Live. I was like, I got out while I could, man. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel and took it. I was like, I'm not going to be good at this game. I do not have the time to dedicate this. I don't have the work ethic for this. I'm not going to sit around and play Call of Duty all the time. I'm not twitchy enough. I got like sausage fingers. This is not the game for me. And I was bad at Call of Duty. I was bad at it. It was frustrating and it made me hate playing games online.
Oh yeah, I still don't.
I would pay a large amount of money to have Call of Duty never be invented. To like go back in time to when Halo 3 was popular and I can go play Shoddy Snipes on the Pit with my friends.
Yeah.
I feel nostalgia
Did you go
about
to the
that.
LAN party?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, man.
I thought about driving 4 hours into town just to go to the LAN party.
It was honestly one of the best nights.
I'm sure
I've
it
had
was
this year.
because those were the best nights of middle school, man. That was it. We would go in Chris's basement. We'd set up 2 TVs.
And we'd play 8-person Halo.
We'd play 8-person Halo, man.
And it was so fun because everybody was on the same playing field. That's my biggest pet peeve with online is how long it takes to get on the same playing field with other players. Because if you just go in, a lot of online games will have like special forums for people who are new, but there's always somebody who just made a new account or, played a ton at their friend's house or whatever it was that way outclassed everybody else.
And you know what's really good about that? Rocket League.
Rocket League is good.
Rocket League is a satisfying online experience because it's
I will
very
agree with
well
that.
tiered to like, if you suck at Rocket League, we're going to put you with other people that suck at Rocket League and you're going to learn the game. And as you get up progressively better, we'll put you with progressively better people. And that's the way Halo used to be. Call of Duty was never like that. It's like, we're just going to stick you in with the, golden gun people out here, just like have everything unlocked. They're just going to
who have prestiged
100
times.
100 times, yeah. I still don't even know what prestige means.
So I think you could level up to like level 60 or whatever, and then you just start over.
Right, you start over, but you got like boosts from starting over. Yeah, and they did that like 60 times, and I'm sitting here like, I unlocked 1 gun, and I feel good about myself.
I do feel good about myself. I've adjusted every single one of my 5 loadouts because I have 3 guns.
Right, okay, and then I thought I saw the light coming back in my direction when Battlefield happened, man. When Battlefield like 3 or 4 came out, and it became popular again, that was the new game for a while. Call of Duty took over, and then one time I was playing Battlefield in my friend's dorm room freshman year, and I got shot through a wall. Through a wall. I put the controller down and never played that game again. Like, hard rage quit. Like, I'm not trying to be the dude from the Game Grumps or whatever, but like that, I know when my jig is up, man. I know when my game is finished. This is why I loved Borderlands. Like, this is why I go back to you and me playing Borderlands in our dorm room, pissing our GPA away.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because like, that was fun, man. That was fun. That was the same, not quite the same, but that was a similar level of fun that I had with the video game to Halo. Because Borderlands sucked on your own.
Yeah.
Playing Borderlands by yourself blows.
But it's the same with going online with Borderlands. I don't want to play Borderlands online with strangers.
No, I want to play it with you and Sean.
I want to figure out how to get the most powerful weapons to defeat the like mega bosses without ever going online.
Right.
Like I want to stumble upon the legendary combos.
Right. What I want to do is I
did.
want to make a ton of money and I want to hire Sean Gervin to play Borderlands with me.
All the time.
Like, I want that to be his full-time job. Like, dude, you can do whatever else you want, but when I call you to play Borderlands, we're on. Let's go. I'm never playing with split screen again, though.
No?
I've gotten too used to playing games by myself, man. Anyway.
Borderlands VR looks sweet. If any listeners out there are like, I wonder if Ty and Ethan would like Borderlands VR. We would.
PSVR.
we have a PlayStation. No, 2 PlayStation 4s.
Yeah, I have one. You have one.
But no VR.
Right. Yeah, I do not own PSVR. Anyway, so I answered this question. What do you think about Jim Carrey versus Broccoli Cuddle Barth?
I think Jim Carrey's Grinch is unparalleled in terms of character performance. I think this is one of his. I think honestly, it is his best role. And I think as far as becoming a character and bringing something to life in an interesting and exciting way, in an almost methodical way, this to me is as good a performance as like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Bold claims here. Bold claim alert. I need like a sound effect for that.
No.
Just like
Because
woo, new challenger approaches. I've been playing too much Smash.
Listen, here's the truth. Dark Knight is obviously a better film. Joker's obviously a more interesting character. There's no doubt about that. But that's because of better writing and a lot more to work with. Like, The Grinch is based off of one children's book. The Joker is based off of, like, 60 years of comics, right?
Right.
I think he just becomes that character. It wasn't until probably 2016 that I even knew it was just prosthetics. And it was him in that suit doing the whole thing. I don't even know what I thought it was.
I don't know either, but because it just looks weird. But
I thought maybe the faces were CGI or something. I don't know. But there's very little CG that went into that whole movie. He would walk by a mirror and say, holy crap, I'm the Grinch. And he had to have a CIA torture specialist come and talk with him to coach him through how to wear that suit all day because it was so uncomfortable and painful.
Good Lord. I did not know any of this.
I learned it today, so it's not like I've known this my whole life.
That's wild. Oh, real.
And he's...
sorry, go ahead.
No, well, and he was just saying that it was like, yes, it was awful and it was torturous, but I loved it because I became the Grinch. But in my my mind, it's like the Grinch was created because of you. Like, obviously there was the animated story much before that, but that Grinch was like it didn't have that much personality. It was just mean. Like, Jim Carrey's Grinch has to like, I'm an idiot, you're an idiot, and I can't miss dinner with myself again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It is perfect in every way.
Absolutely. On that subject, though, I do think people take the wrong thing away from Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Because
their hearts don't grow 2
right, their
sizes.
hearts don't grow 3 sizes that day. They're just like, oh man, Jim Carrey yeeting that kid out the window. What a big mood. I want to be just like him when I grow up. Like, no, you're supposed that was when he was, you know what? Never mind. Go back to playing Fortnite.
Right. Keep flossing.
Yeah. Kids on Twitter, not even kids, people my age on Twitter that are just like, dinner with myself, can't miss that again. LOL mood. Ha ha ha. Never have to go outside ever. Ha ha ha.
I think these people are apathetic and sarcastic, Ethan.
Yeah, but it's just like,
I think
don't
it is
know,
toxic,
man.
though.
Like, I've had a hard end of my 2018 here, and it's just like getting to me lately. People on social media being so freaking negative all the time.
Oh man, that's constantly getting to me. I recently took and we'll get to your year pretty soon here, but I recently took like a personality profile for a thing that spit out a like 45-page document, like a dossier on who I am, and the most common word in that document was optimist. Like, I cannot handle negativity.
Right.
Like, it just does not compute for me. Like, anytime a bad situation happens, I immediately look to silver linings, and it gets me in trouble. Like, I'm an optimist to a fault, where like I will push past the sad part and get right to the resolution of a problem.
Right.
Very often.
Yeah, and it's just like people just wallow in the problem, man.
Yes.
I don't know if I just didn't notice it before, or I thought it was all funny and happy-go-lucky jokes and whatever, but like, it's not.
No, it's not. It's awful.
It's just
an
apathy.
epidemic.
It's just like, and it has nothing to do with necessarily like work ethic or any words that are usually associated with apathy. It's just like apathy for like life.
Right. It's like, wow, existence sucks.
Yeah, existence sucks. Like, might as well not do anything about it.
Life is pain, life is meaningless. It's the nihilist attitude. You know, we went to a meeting in college with a bunch of our friends where somebody was like, I'm really struggling because I believe that nothing matters. I genuinely believe it, and I don't know how to not believe it. And it was like that just to me doesn't compute. I get that, like, you know, we're fading towards oblivion or whatever. I understand the concept.
People need to read The Fault in Our Stars.
It's a good book. But yeah, the whole point of that book was that Hazel's wrong.
Right, and so is Gus.
So is Gus. They're both wrong.
Right.
That they have something to live for, and that thing is each other.
Right.
Oh,
it's like,
God,
as long as
so
there's something
good.
you're doing that, like, you're making somebody happy or somebody's making you happy or, like, you're existing in some way, man. You just gotta find that thing.
That's the thing. I was having this conversation with myself. I was mad at my future non-existent children because I was talking to one of our patrons today who's in high school, not today, but recently, who's in high school, that was talking about going to college to study like accounting or business or whatever, something safe, even though they are very obviously somebody who should study theater. And I think my policy for my personal children when that comes around is like, okay, if you go to college, you are required to study something that you enjoy.
Right. God,
if you enjoy accounting or business, please study it.
I hope that people like you and me and our generation entirely are the reason they have to start making Digi-Channel original movies in the other direction. Where like my dad's pushing me to be a free thinker and a musician, and all I want to do is do people's taxes.
Right.
Like I want to watch like high school accounting.
Right. I freaking love finance management.
Right. Like my parents are too supportive. My parents love what I do too much. They come to all my concerts. They come to all my recitals. They're like standing there with air horns, man. And all I want to do is dress in a suit every day and be middle management. And that's what I want.
There's a great line in a song. This episode has gotten all over the place. There's a great line in a song by Kimya Dawson. Let me pull it up. I think I've talked about it on this podcast before, and I know that I have sent these lyrics in a postcard before. Let me pull it up. Well, there's so many good lines in this song. Honestly, people, you need to listen to Same Shit / Complicated by Kimya Dawson if you don't know the song. But let me go through this little verse.
Am I supposed to bleep that or not?
No, it's the name of the song.
Okay.
To make this world work, it takes all different kinds. We all have different tastes, different strengths, different minds. So it doesn't make sense to generalize, and it doesn't make sense to judge with our eyes. We need more compassion. We need to be kind. If you open your heart, you might like what you find. Because there are some nice bus drivers, and there are some mean bus drivers. And there are some nice cops in Madison, Wisconsin. And there are some nice teachers, and there's some mean teachers. Just because you got a mean teacher doesn't mean all teachers suck. And no one is nice all the time. No one everyone is mean all the time. Think about what someone's going through that's making them be mean to you. Like maybe their pet gerbil died and maybe they're really sad inside. Or maybe they got in a fight with somebody they really liked. Or maybe they are really shy and don't know how to socialize. They may just want to run and hide. Not saying that it's justified, but if we learn to empathize, the resentments we will vaporize. Situations metamorphize before our very eyes. Then the need to stereotype will become outdated when we realize that everyone is really complicated. We're also complicated. We're also complicated. I am also complicated.
You know, I've never listened to that song, but like I feel like I have now because I know what Kimya Dawson sounds like and I can hear that song.
There was a different line in that song that I really like. Some people like business, some people like numbers, some people grow organic heirloom cucumbers and only feel free with their hands in the dirt and a pair of old jeans and their favorite t-shirt. Some people feel enslaved when they have a boss. Some people without one feel totally lost. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is you are required to do what you like.
Right. And if what you like is, well, caveat here, if what you like is being horrible to people, stop that.
Yeah, right. We need to talk about your priorities and your interests.
Right. But I do genuinely believe it. And deep down inside everybody, and maybe not even that deep, there is like a good person that wants to make the world better.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know, I run into this problem all the time. I work in retail at this stage in my life. And I understand that everybody who works retail hates working retail. I get that me. I understand that if you work retail, the world is awful to you and everybody hates you and you hate everybody and all customers are dumb. Like I get all of the things retail people are saying. I love my job.
I was gonna say, how bad can it really be in furniture though?
Oh, everybody I work with feels this way.
Really?
But every single one.
I mean, you're not working at Kohl's, like.
Right. And like it's commissioned. So it's like, but I genuinely
Why don't you have this couch in my size?
Ma'am, because it only comes in one size. We do have couches in your size though. But I genuinely love working with the public and having a customer walk in and helping find the perfect product for them. I don't mind working late. I don't mind going in early. I don't mind cleaning the store. I don't mind the downtime. Like I would say the thing that makes me the happiest at work is working directly with people and knowing that I'm helping make somebody's day. And the fact that I'm a salesperson, like I personally have that inner struggle where it's like, I know that this person will be happier if they buy this product, but I also know that they cannot afford it. And like dealing with that thing. And I came from, my sales training is all from like no pressure sales. And I work in a place that is not asking me to be that way, but I don't really care. I do just fine.
Fair enough.
Anyway, what I'm saying is I don't understand why people hate their jobs.
I mean, I worked a job I wasn't crazy about for a while, but like I wasn't unhappy.
Right.
Like the job gave me the opportunities I needed to do things that made me happy. So like I wasn't necessarily trying to find my life actualization from my job. Like my job was a means to an end.
Right.
And do I think that would have been sustainable on the scale of decades? No, absolutely not. But for the time that I had it, when it was a light at the end of the tunnel situation, I was okay. Like there were days that sucked, but there's gonna be days that suck at any job. There are days that suck making this podcast.
There are hard days doing this, which is weird. Like this part is never hard. I'm never like,
no.
There are times where we go late, but I'm never like, I don't enjoy this right now.
Right. And there are times where I'm like, I am not in the state I need to be to record in. And then I do the job to get myself to a point where I can come on here and I can sound super happy, it's super excited, it's super fun, it's super, let's do it, let's get movies, let's get energized.
Fun topics for fun people.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's just it's not, I mean, this isn't work the way like telemarketing is work, but it is still work. And because of that, my brain is always going to be like, sometimes I don't want to do it.
Right. I just want to play another round of Smash. Or
I could just do anything other than edit this episode right now.
Right.
But I did a job that I wasn't crazy about, but I had a lot of fun while I was doing it, and it had other benefits other than just the things that you're normally get from work. And so I'm not upset about it, but like if I did that job forever, I'd probably hate it. But I would just go find a new job. Like, and I get that that's not necessarily an option for everybody always, all the time, and that a lot of people just keep bouncing from job to job trying to find the thing that's going to make them happy.
Comes from within yourself.
Right. Well, and also just occasionally, like, you probably should have studied something else at college, and just like, people make mistakes.
Is that a little self-reflection there, Ethan?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, like, if I was, if I was getting down the line with 7 sales jobs, just really dreaming about building bridges, I'm probably messed up.
Right. I have very few trade aspirations that I couldn't go into. Like, I have zero desire whatsoever to be a professional engineer. Not even remotely interested in that job. I am remotely interested in, like, building houses or, like, electrical or...
I have
or even plumbing comes to mind.
I do not have an interest in being an engineer like a city planner. I have interest in being an engineer like train driver.
You do not need an engineering degree for that.
No, but that's a different kind of engineer. It's the same job.
It is.
But it's a different kind of engineer. Somebody the other day was talking to me and she was like, I'm an engineer from the railroad. And just like kind of expected me to know what that means. I immediately was like, you drive trains for a living.
No.
And they were like, yeah, I do all this stuff. And I was like, that's not driving trains. You need a new job title.
Yeah, it's very confusing in the railroad
This
industry.
is the one industry where engineer means something else.
I like my little curly mustache. People listening can't tell, but you can see it.
Oh, you can hear the mustache.
Can you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. You can definitely hear the mustache. You remember that Lego movie episode that everybody talks about? Everybody's like, that's my favorite episode. That was the mustache talking, man.
Vitruvius. Ooh.
It's not about the mustache you wear on your face. It's about the mustache on your heart.
How much does a mustache cost in Froyo?
Like $79. I mean, it weighs. How much do you think your mustache weighs? 2 ounces, maybe.
2 ounces tops.
Yeah, probably $8,000.
Yeah.
Approximately the price of one Subway $5 footlong with chips and a drink.
How does it happen?
I don't know. Without fail though, let me get the meatball marinara, man. $5 footlong. What's up? No, I do not want extra meat. That will make it more than $5. Oh, do you want chips and a drink? That'll be $17,000, 498 cents.
How did we get to this point? Subway.
I'm gonna need like an itemized receipt. How much are you charging me per Miss Vicky's sea salt vinegar chip? How much per grain of salt, Subway? Where is the lie?
Tell me, Ethan, what is objectively the best flavored chip?
Salt and vinegar.
Oh. Hello.
You sour cream and onion people are wrong, okay? Sour cream and onion, whatever, it's good. But the thing you're looking for out of the sour cream and onion is better achieved by a salt and vinegar chip. Because you get a salt and vinegar chip, you get the sour, you get the tang, you get what you're looking for, and you don't have onion breath.
No, but you have salt and vinegar.
That's better than onion breath.
I don't know about that. How do you feel about like a barbecue lay?
I love a barbecue lay. I specifically love the sweet Southern Heat barbecue lay. You know what I'm talking about? The purple bag.
Oh, I do like the purple
You know what I'm talking about?
Do you like the purple Dorito bag, though?
Yes, because it gets the same. It's the same. It's the sweet and spicy nacho, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you get the same thing with both of these chips. It's a purple bag thing. Okay, so you eat the chip, you're like, that was nice. That was good rounded flavor. Nice little sweetness to it. Ow.
I'm a big fan of, there was an underrated chip I was just thinking about. I like the all-dressed Ruffles.
I have not had those. I have not had those.
Have you had the all-dressed Ruffle? I'm not a Ruffle guy.
I'm a Ruffle guy.
Too much surface area on one chip.
Well, I don't necessarily like Ruffles. Like, I don't need Ruffle brand wavy chips, but I do like a wavy chip. They're like,
it's too much.
They're like flakier.
It scratches me.
Nah, you're eating it wrong.
What kind of fry do you like? Are you a waffle fry guy, or are you like a traditional McDonald's?
No, I'm like a steak fry.
Whoa. Hold on. Here's the truth about fries. McDonald's makes the best fry. I know that I don't want to believe this. I know that I don't like McDonald's. I know that they're like the Disney of the fast food world.
It's an absolute, undeniable, without a chance fact. The McDonald's makes the best French fry.
They do.
You know why?
Honestly,
you know why?
do.
Because their fries taste like something.
They do. They're very
They have a flavor.
I will not do this at any other restaurant. I will drive through a McDonald's, order fries and a drink and nothing else.
Every time I go to Wendy's, for whatever reason, I'm like, do I have to get the fries?
I know. Can I do a 4 for $4, but instead of fries, get 2 junior bacon cheese?
I'll pay more money for it, dude. Like, even if I'm getting a combo, like, chances are I just want the sandwich and the drink. I'm going to eat one of your terrible, nasty fries, your premium cut sea salt fry. They taste like butthole.
You eat a lot of butthole?
No, they taste like you cracked open a raw potato and just licked it. Just like, oh, let me get some potato in here.
They're not
I
good.
have never at any point been satisfied, though, by a restaurant not like a fast food restaurant French fry.
With the exception of McDonald's?
No, even McDonald's, man. Even McDonald's, I'm like, this isn't that good. I do not get the hype behind French fries. I love potatoes. I love baked potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. I love hash browns. I could take or leave French fries. If you told me tomorrow French fries were illegal in America, I'd be like, yeah, it's probably okay. That should probably be a thing. I would not be sitting there going to some like Ronald McDonald speakeasy, just like, yo, hold on. If I say gastropub, can I get in the back room and get some French fries? No. I'd just be like, cool. I guess I'm not eating more French fries. What do we got side now? Steamed broccoli? Sounds delicious.
Oh, yeah. Why on earth do they not sell real vegetables?
Because
like a potato is not a vegetable.
Yeah, no. So I read an interview with somebody, I don't even remember what, but the quote, the headline quote was, something evil happens to a potato when you fry it.
Because it's just now
it was like,
greasy
yeah,
carbs.
it's now just like, it is just a sponge for grease.
Grease and carbs.
Right, and it's like, the serving size on French fries is like 4 fries.
This is a true story. My wife and I did Weight Watchers for a few months, which, by the way, is an excellent program. You should totally do it. Ye listener or Ethan, I don't know, whatever. You can get at Chick-fil-A. You can do grilled nuggets and a Diet Coke. You're at 1 point. 1 point Weight Watchers. You get like 30 points a day, roughly, give or take. That's 1 point. If you do grilled nuggets, Diet Coke, French fries, that's 11 points.
I
the
believe
fries
it.
are 10 points.
I believe
Ethan.
it. And that's the thing is, like, I would so much rather have, like, a little tiny Caesar salad.
Yeah.
And I know people are like,
salad.
well, Caesar dressing's bad for you, and the croutons are bad for you. I'm like, it's not as bad for me as 45 French fries.
Right. And what you can do, anybody curious about how to get the best fast food on Weight Watchers, is to do the chicken soup sub for fries. And now you have delicious chicken soup, grilled nuggets, and a Diet Coke. Or, Diet Coke.
Although,
Don't do
like,
the sweet tea.
yeah, like,
that's dangerous territory.
90% of the time that I've gotten fries with a meal at a fast food restaurant, I'm like, I get through my burger or my nuggets or whatever sandwich I got, and I'm like, I don't need these. I'm not even hungry anymore. Why did you give me these? Why am I still eating them?
Fries first kind of guy. But this is also goes back to, in the United States, there's this weird culture where there's this strong pressure that you have to clean your plate.
Yeah.
Why is that? Not only do we already throw away too much food, which I'm saying throw away more, but why do we clean our plate? I don't get
yeah,
this.
I mean,
I didn't get
the world.
I didn't get it when I was a kid. I would eat until I was full, and say my mom gave me like five chicken nuggets and 5 little florets of broccoli. I would eat like 3 of each, and my parents would be so frustrated that I didn't finish my food.
Well, because when you were a kid, they were trying to get you to like eat food. Like it didn't really matter when you were 4. It didn't really matter all that much what food.
Right, just that there was
like
something
you ate
for my
something
body
and
to
weren't
feed
going
on.
to starve to death.
Right.
Like you were not going to malnourish yourself. But no, and I mean, there's pressure everywhere to clean your plate and to like eat the food that's given to you. But we should probably start listening when the entire world is like, hey, USA, your portion sizes are enormous.
They are enormous. It's insane.
The more I grow up, the more I understand why Outback Steakhouse gives me a steak the size of a quarter.
Because you don't need
Yeah, because you don't need any more, dude. Just train yourself to don't eat that much.
You don't need to eat that
Right,
much.
that's what I'm saying.
the
It's like
truth.
you look at any diet website ever, and this is why Weight Watchers works. This is why Weight Watchers is so strong, is because it just creates a caloric deficit. That's how
Right.
you lose weight. End of story.
Yeah.
Like
The math of losing weight is super simple. Like, people don't realize it's like 80% diet, 20% fitness. It's like 95% diet, 5% fitness.
Right.
Like if you're doing insane amount of workouts, obviously that's going to have more of a pull, but you can lose a ton of weight and never go to the gym.
right, you'll just still won't be fit.
Right.
you will be
you won't be
skinnier.
fit.
But you will not be fit.
Right.
Like that,
It's
that's a different
all
thing. And there's like,
diet.
and that's the thing is you can find, and nobody listens to it, but you can find a million websites right now that are like, how do you lose weight? Well, the first step to lose weight is there's no secret. All you got to do is create a caloric deficit. And everybody's like, well, I don't want to do that. Find another
Right.
website. Find a website that's going to
what's-
tell me what I want to hear. That there's a magical fad diet where if I cut out carbs, or I cut out, if I don't eat any starch, or like I never look at broccoli again, I will lose weight.
And the problem with the fad diet is it's so unsustainable. Because let's say the fad diet is like, I don't know, eat 20 carrots a day. That's all you have to do. You can eat whatever else you want, but if you eat 20 carrots, that'll give you the fiber you need to poop the rest out.
Right.
Like, this is the imaginary fad diet. Now, Tuesday rolls around on your first week, you only eat 10 carrots, and you discover, I'm still kind of losing weight. And now you've given up on the whole diet because you don't have to do exactly what it says. You discovered that it's all mental.
So let me put it this way though: is eating 20 carrots a day helpful or hurtful?
It is helpful.
It is helpful
in this
No,
scenario.
like in real life.
Carrots are 0 points. Eat as many as you want.
Are they?
Yep.
Okay, because that's one of the ones that people are that all the websites are like, yo, vegetables, rad. Stay away from carrots though. Carrots are evil, dude. Carrots have like so much sugar.
Now, carrots are fine.
And I'm sitting here
carrots,
like,
carrots are on the list of veggies you're not supposed to down. You're not supposed to do carrots or corn.
see, corn I could see, but like I could eat an unlimited amount of carrots.
You're fine.
Like I could walk into my fridge right now, no ranch, nothing, just take like a bag of raw carrots, and like that is a meal.
Yeah, you want green veggies.
I mean, for sure,
is the idea.
for sure. That's what I'm saying though. Is like if
Yeah.
I decide to make a change in my life where I'm gonna eat 20 carrots every day, is that gonna make my life worse or better?
Here's the thing: is if carrots are replacing a non-vegetable, guaranteed better.
Right, guaranteed better.
Guaranteed. Like, unless, actually, vegetables, I would say I mean, I'm obviously not a nutrition expert, but I am of the impression that vegetables are the best thing for you. And then fruit. And then everything else.
Because like carrots are one of the few vegetables.
And then grilled chicken. And then everything else.
Carrots are one of the few vegetables that I like raw.
You don't like broccoli?
Nah, I'm not crazy about raw broccoli. I'll eat it for sure.
I'm a big fan.
But like, if I got something to like dip it in.
I prefer raw lettuce to cooked lettuce.
True. True. But I mean, like, out of the vegetables that you cook.
You can eat as much lettuce, carrots, you can eat as much vegetables and pickles as you want.
Yeah, and like celery and stuff.
That is a vegetable.
Eat like 1,000,000 grams of celery a day, and if
a
all you
lot.
eat is celery, you will lose weight.
You will lose a lot of poop.
That's the real secret. Poop a lot.
Poop a lot. I mean, that's why you drink water.
I mean, when I did wrestling in 7th grade, I one time watched CT Televi lose 7 pounds by taking a dump.
It's all about making weight, man.
That was 7th grade. We should
A long
ban
time
wrestling.
ago. I don't understand it. One of my coworkers is big into wrestling. Her son just started going to wrestling, and she showed a video.
Oh, okay.
It was just a bunch of like 7-year-olds.
I thought you were about to
running right into.
I was about
each
to have
other.
a conversation with you about like wrestling versus like wrestling.
No, a lot of people are into wrestling. I love wrestling. I mean, I don't follow it or
Right,
anything.
but that's not like a toxic thing. Like
No. That is the best version of trashy television.
what, like WWE Raw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like real life clickbait.
Yeah, because it's just scripted and fake and everything, and they're constantly trying to like put good messages into it, but still sound awesome.
And sell you on the pay-per-view.
Right, but it's just like
if you think this is good,
John Cena
wait
won
until the
because he was
cage
the
match.
Marine.
Yeah.
John Cena was like a stand-up guy. People were like, we like John Cena, therefore John Cena won a lot, and all the people that were mean to John Cena lost a lot.
Right. Even when we went to Raw, it was like last time we went. Did you go with me?
I've been with you once. I think it was the first time you went.
Okay. Were we on the floor or in the stands?
We were on the floor.
Okay. The time I was in the stands, and it might have been the same when we were on the floor. It was like John Cena was on the decline in the like thing because WrestleMania was coming up.
John
and he
Cena was
had to,
hurt
you know,
when you
like-
and I went.
Okay. So the second time I went, John Cena was in the decline because it was like 3 weeks before WrestleMania, and he was gonna have to fight somebody and win the title. And basically like they finished airing the show, and John Cena comes out, and like all these other wrestlers come out, and they just have him whoop. Everybody.
Yeah, that was the time we went. Yeah, it was like John Cena versus The Shield.
Right.
And it was like 30
It was like-
people against
It was
John
like,
Cena.
after the cameras are off, just for the fans to watch John Cena destroy somebody. Because that's honestly the only reason we were there.
Right, because that was when John Cena was the guy.
Right. And if Dwayne Johnson was in Roanoke, I would have exploded.
Yes. Yes.
That would have been
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, overwhelming force for good in the world.
Yes. If he runs for president, will you vote for him?
It entirely depends on who he's running against.
I'm not going to ask any more questions then, because we don't talk politics on the show.
I will keep this off the show, but I would vote for Dwayne The Rock Johnson over Donald Trump.
As would I.
I just think that would be just a really fun 4 years to be an American. Like,
Reagan,
that is what
Reagan is one of the most loved.
What?
Reagan is like the
Oh,
most
for sure.
loved person in history.
I fully believe that we should elect Joe Biden.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's the Democrat that makes me hate Democrats the least.
God, they're so hateful.
But like Joe Biden is he's George W. Bush, but a Democrat. Like he's just kind of an idiot, just like a decent guy.
I want to vote for Cheney. Is he still alive?
I'm glad that we've decided that George W. Bush is cool again.
Yeah. That was a sad time when everybody thought he was an idiot.
Yeah, well, he is an idiot, but he's a lovable idiot that like paints for veterans.
Yeah.
Anyway, not talking politics. I've just got patches here that I just keep playing.
Bacon and eggs
Yeah,
patches?
the real patches. Let's talk some Grinch though. Let's Grinch it up a little bit. You never answered me. Which is your favorite Grinch?
The first one.
No,
the
which
original.
which Grinch? Like Jim Carrey versus
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey by a mile.
I would agree with that. But I still think that Benedict Cumberbatch's Grinch is important in 2018.
I do too. I hope my kids again, I don't have children, but I hope that when I have children, I can show them this movie. Because I feel like the 66 version, it's great. It really is, especially for anybody that has like an appreciation for the history of animation and an appreciation for the history of the character and all that. But I feel like a lot of 6-year-olds don't have that. And I think they can tell the difference in quality between like a Pixar movie and a 1966 hand-drawn animated film.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I think the new Grinch is an excellent thing for the chitlins.
Well, I think that
Because it is, give me this, it's beautiful.
yeah, oh yeah, it is really well made. And Illumination has a cool style they're working with, and I like that they're finding their feet with their own style.
Yeah.
And they're not just trying to look as Disney as possible.
Yeah, I think that was... Poor DreamWorks.
They got to try harder. You just got to do better.
You got
gotta do better.
'Cause now there's 2 people that are playing the game.
Yeah, true. There's 2 people other than you.
Right.
Like, you have another competitor in the Can We Beat Disney game.
Yeah, and Dragon, How to Train a Dragon, that's a good series. I think Carrie's my favorite Grinch by far. But here's the question. We talked about Max. being better in Cumberbatch. Cindy Lou Who. Now, the new Grinch is really a big Cindy Lou Who story. I guess so is Jim Carrey's. But I love the story they've got going here with Cindy Lou Who.
In the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
single mom, like, the kid helps out as much as she can. All she wants for Christmas is her mom to get a day off. Like,
God,
I'm
I
weeping
love that.
just thinking about it. Like,
I know.
Yeah, I mean, and it's you know, it's very sign of the times. It's very, like, because it's a single mom, which is, like, the big thing that we're fighting for right now is, like, women's rights.
We want less of that.
No, yeah, we want less of that, but, like, we want those people to be accepted as parents. Like, we want those people to be, you know, we're fighting for women's rights, and she's, like, a strong working mother. She's a nurse, because apparently Rashida Jones can only play a nurse now.
And
Perkins. But, I mean, Jim Carrey's Grinch was important, too, though, because Jim Carrey's Grinch was a return. Like, yes, it was funny, it was hilarious, but it had the song and it had a message, and it had been a long time since there was, like, a good Christmas movie that, like, kind of brought a tear to your eye.
You think 2000 Grinch did that?
Yeah. Whenever, every time that Where Are You Christmas song plays, and multiple people who I've talked about recently have had that experience where, like, they cried during that song, but, like, nobody cries during the Santa Claus. Nobody cries during cries during Home Alone. Nobody cries during National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. There was, like, 30 years where we just made, and I like some of those movies, where we just made, like, kind of B-list Christmas comedies.
You think
like,
Christmas Vacation is a B-list Christmas comedy?
No, I think that one's really good, but it's like there was no substance to it.
Right.
Christmas Vacation.
Shitter was full.
Yeah, Christmas Vacation is just National Lampoon's Vacation at Christmas. And I don't really care for Home Alone.
No, I had never gotten the hype.
Home Alone just rewards bad parenting. Like, Kevin's okay at the end.
I had the Sega Genesis Home Alone 2 video game. I loved that. That was an awesome game. But I've never been big on the films.
Like, and that was the thing, is, like, you had, you know, all the way from It's a Wonderful Life, whenever that was, like the 20s up through, like, the 60s, you had these Christmas movies with substance, man, with stuff behind them. They all had that tear-jerking moment, and it was gone for a long time. And then you had the Jim Carrey Grinch, and then after that, you started having stuff like, like Love Actually.
Oh,
you have Love Actually. Elf, and, like, I watched an interview today, like, with Jon Favreau and Will Ferrell 15 years later from Elf. Like, what an impact Elf has had on Christmas movies and stuff. And I was just like, I was crying just listening to them talk about, like, the letters they get from kids who, like, connected with that movie and love that movie even still to this day.
It's a good movie.
And so I think that the Jim Carrey Grinch had a lot to do with, like, bringing Christmas movies back kind of into the spotlight. They started making good Christmas movies again.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're Christmas movies. Why does every Christmas movie with Santa get a pass on the parents not believing in Santa?
What do you mean?
Every Christmas movie where Santa is real, like, take the Santa Claus, for example. Who the hell do these parents think is buying their children presents?
Oh, yeah. That's where it all falls apart.
It drives me insane.
That's where it all falls apart.
I can never get past it. It's like, in Elf, why does nobody believe in Santa?
Right. Where do these things come from?
Do you think the other parents
who bought my kid a Huffboard?
Right, exactly. Drives me insane. And this, like, I don't know why this bothers me so much, because when you watch these movies, you're just supposed to accept it.
And that's the thing, is, like, you know why they get a pass? Because I've never thought about that until right now.
You've never thought about
and
that?
It's never occurred to me.
How? Look, in the Santa Claus,
okay, first of all,
divorced.
It has been...
There's no way Tim Allen thinks the wife is buying presents and bringing them to Tim Allen's
First
house.
of all, if you think I have seen the Santa Claus more recently than probably 1999, you are sorely mistaken.
Tim Allen is divorced in that movie. Okay, single father.
That's where he becomes Santa, right? Like,
yeah, he kills Santa and becomes Santa by putting his pants on.
Okay, so I didn't get that. I forgot about that he, like, accidentally kills Santa.
Knocks him off his roof and then becomes Santa.
Because of the Santa Claus, when I was that movie came out in 1994. When I saw it, I was probably 4 years old. I didn't know what a clause was. Like,
No, me neither.
Like a legal clause. I thought for the longest time that is how you spelled Santa Claus, okay? I thought that was one of those words, like Clause. I thought it was one of those words that we said it with an E and that the British said it without an E.
Really?
Like, Santa Claus was the European way to say it.
Santa Claus.
So I got, like, corrected on, like, Christmas papers in elementary school because I was writing clause.
Right,
I didn't get it.
Tim Allen
was Tim the Toolman Taylor. He was Home Improvement. He was Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, he was.
He might as well have been God.
Who was the first actor you thought was God? That like now you look back and you're like, how on earth did I think that was God?
Why? What do you mean?
Like when I was a child, I very, very specifically remember thinking, this is so embarrassing. Let me see if I can find a picture of the character, because I couldn't tell you who the actor was based on these shots. Oh my
You know who
gosh.
I'll tell you, an actor that I thought was somebody that they weren't. We were talking about Ron Howard earlier, right? You know Ron Howard, the director.
Yep.
You know Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws played the nerdy guy, not the cop, not the ship captain. Richard Dreyfuss. I thought Richard Dreyfuss was Ron Howard
Really?
for like a long time.
Interesting.
I was just like, in my head, somebody said Ron Howard. That's who I thought of. It was the guy from Jaws. And then I saw Ron
Weird.
Howard in Arrested Development, and I was like, this is Ron Howard. And I was like, no, it's not.
Do you definitely don't remember this movie. It's called The Big Green, 1995. It's a movie about a kid's soccer team.
Never seen it. Never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's nothing. It is like it's just I guess just a kid's movie.
Well, yeah, it was the 90s. They made kids' movies then.
Right.
1995 was pre-Toy Story.
Are you looking at the cover of it yet?
Yeah, it's a kid with a soccer ball where his nuts should be.
Yeah, I thought Patrick Renna, who's in, you probably know him from The Sandlot. That's what God looked like in my mind. Patrick Renna on the cover of this on the cover of this poster.
Patrick Renna.
He's the kid.
He's the kid?
He's the kid in the middle. He's the goal.
You thought he was God.
I didn't think he was God. That's just like how I pictured it.
Oh man, you know what? Related movies to The Big Green, Blank Check. That movie was a bop.
What is Blank Check?
Blank Check is about a kid that like either finds or steals some rich dude's checkbook and just like balls out for a weekend.
Nice.
Just starts writing checks for stacks. We watched it on like the bus, on like a charter bus on a field trip in like 3rd grade. Anyway, the first actor I thought was God, I think I literally thought he was God, was Jimmy Stewart from It's a Wonderful Life. Because the only thing my like 3-year-old brain connected was that he was the one that gave angels their wings. Me being like 3 or 4 years old, having like a vague understanding of Christ, knowing how
Right.
that whole thing works. I thought Jimmy Stewart was God. I was like, why would they make a movie about God if they're not going to use God? Like, that makes sense. Jesus was a white dude. This guy's a white dude.
I don't know if you could say Jesus is a white dude.
I'm saying it sarcastically, obviously. I was 3 years old, man. I looked at the crucifix. Jesus was bronze at my church. Or brass.
Oh.
People aren't brass. People don't come in that color. Man.
So, Cindy Lou Who. I want to know more about Cindy Lou
I
Who.
like Cindy Lou Who a lot better in this one than the Jim Carrey. That's where the whole Jim Carrey thing falls apart for me, is when you look at the actual story. The Holiday Cheermeister thing, stupid. The Mayor, stupid. Sorry, Jeffrey Tambor. Not your best performance, buddy. I don't dig it.
The mayor is like, the neighbor to the Who's is like a hoe, right?
Yeah, whatever her name is. I don't know. I don't know anybody's name. They're all Martha May, somebody else.
Oh my gosh. And they've got the best lights.
Yeah. They're like they're the Danny DeVito family in that Deck the Halls movie. Matthew Broderick, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking
Where
about.
Danny DeVito has these lights. I just watched this movie the other day. The movie's so bad. But Danny DeVito's got all the lights, and that's like what they are. They got all the lights. The envy of the neighborhood because they got all the lights.
Do you have this in your neighborhood?
No.
We have a street in my neighborhood where, like, if you live on that street, you do the lights.
Yeah, you do. I drove through there the other night.
It's cool.
On the way to your house last night.
I'm glad that my house is not that street.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort. There's one dude in Hunting Hills where he must have that up all year. And just like on his house, turned off.
You know, that's in that Redneck Woman song, Gretchen Wilson,
Yeah, is it?
where she has her Christmas lights up year round.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people that do that.
I'm not one of those people. Christine Baranski, Martha May Whovier,
Yeah, she's the local,
Floozy.
floozy, yeah, the flapper character.
This looks so much like a Tim Burton movie.
This person's name is Lou Who.
Yeah.
Her last name is Lou Who.
Yeah.
God, I hate this.
Cindy Lou Who.
No, Cindy Lou is her first and middle name.
You think so?
That's how I always thought.
Jim Carrey and Christine Baranski, both in this movie. Obviously, we already talked about that. I'm just clicking through pictures.
Okay.
Sorry, there's some good shots from this film.
I like how in the IMDb page for the Jim Carrey Grinch that the third build character is Max.
Is it?
Kelly the dog, yeah.
Aww. What else is Kelly in? Spoon-fed
Yeah,
reality.
If you look at this dog's IMDb page, it says Kelly is an actress known for How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Spoon-Fed Reality.
Oh,
In 2011, there's an almost
baby.
90% chance this dog has passed on from this world. That makes me sad.
That's a cute dog, though.
Was a cute dog. Is a cute dog, possibly. I would tend to doubt it.
Oh, Kelly.
Yep, third build. Jim Carrey.
She played a male in this movie.
Jim Carrey, Taylor Momsen, who plays Cindy Lou Who, and then Kelly the dog.
Taylor Momsen, has she become anything? She's in Spy Kids 2. She was an underdog.
She has not done anything since Gossip Girl.
But she was Jenny Humphrey.
I don't know who that is.
She is the girl that Chuck Bass tries to sleep with in the first episode, even though she's 14.
Why do people like that show?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They all think Chuck Bass redeems himself, and I think, to me, that's unforgivable.
The guy that plays Chuck Bass is like a horrible person, right?
I don't know. He was in White Gold, and I loved that show. I understand he did something that's like reprehensible, though. Yeah. If you...
What?
I'm curious. What are we looking at on time? Just real quick.
143.
I'm curious. So let's talk about some rankings, because this goes on our Christmas board.
Yes.
Okay? And this is kind of an interesting... I think all of them, without question, are better than Polar Express.
Yes.
But the Elf question is what gets
I don't think any
me.
of them are better than Elf.
You don't think the classic original is better than Elf?
I really like Elf.
I also really like Elf. I'm a huge fan.
No, if there's one you could put up there, it's the classic original, and it is surely for the reason that it is a heartwarming, traditional Christmas movie with a good message, and it is like 27 minutes.
Oh, I know.
You can just consume it.
It's very quick.
It is a no-risk situation.
Right.
Like, you can watch that, or you can watch an episode of America's Realest Desperate Housewives of Orange, Jersey.
But here's the thing. You know what's funny about those housewife shows?
Nothing is funny about those housewives shows.
Just like as a whole thing is that they do the housewife thing and then they become more famous and more wealthy than their husbands and then get divorced.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, a lot of the time they just marry this guy because like it's like a gold digger situation. I don't want to be that guy that calls people out on this, but if anybody is a gold digger, it is the women on the Real Housewives of X city.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the worst. They're the worst people.
Right. I just thought that was an interesting thing.
I hate that they exist. I hate that like there's an audience out there that wants to watch those shows.
Right. That is like I have to have this.
I have to have this.
Now I do also want to talk about ranking. Okay, so we're still on ranking. So I would say like a year from now, if we say the classic animation is better than Elf, I don't think I'm going to be upset with myself.
No, I mean, we can say it's better than Elf. That's fine. I don't think either of the other ones are.
No, I think honestly, actually, I don't know honestly. I'm very torn on 2000 and 2018 on which is better.
I like 2018 better. I do.
I think
enjoy
Kenan
it
Thompson
more.
is hilarious, and the ending is more satisfying.
I
to
would
me.
agree with that. I think just for
Max
the line,
is
Max
perfect.
is great. But just for the line where Grinch is giving the speech and Kenan Thompson's just like, "That's my best friend." Like, it's just so, like, I've just been saying this to a lot of people. Like, you have to go see the new Grinch. It's delightful. And it just is.
It is delightful. It is a worthwhile use of your... Are they all a 1? I feel like you have to have seen all of them.
Yeah, you got... I mean, if any of them are a 1, they're all a 1. Like,
yeah.
Just
I think
for this study of, like, seeing how they come out.
I think there's also a conversation to be had about this myth and exactly like how they come out. 3 different directors, 3 different time periods, but like
there are a few things more ubiquitous to the Christmas tradition than the idea of the Grinch,
which is mind-blowing to me.
Because like somebody says at any point in November, somebody's just like, "I don't want to listen to Christmas music." The immediate reaction is like, "What a Grinch!"
Or a Scrooge.
Yeah, definitely. But Scrooge is like that is old. That is Dickens.
Yeah,
like that is Christmas.
Right. That is what gave Christmas its Christmas.
Right. Like they made that movie last year about Charles Dickens, like the man who made Christmas. I didn't see it. I just remembered it existed.
I wonder if it's any good.
The Man Who Invented Christmas, 2017, about Charles Dickens. I just should see this movie. Got a 60 on Metacritic. That's palatable.
Yeah, that's watchable.
Hold on. What does Rotten Tomatoes say about it? Maybe I'll watch this and report back. That can be my home. What does Rotten Tomatoes say about it? 80% certified fresh.
Dang, how did we miss this?
Because it came out at Christmas last year.
When I was getting married.
Yeah, we were busy.
Yeah, we were super busy watching Star Wars.
Yeah, the Star Wars happened. Yep. And then Solo happened.
Mm-hmm.
I like Solo, but nobody else.
Solo came out this year.
That's mind-blowing. It looks like nobody saw this movie.
Really?
It does not look like it was released in theaters in the U.S. It does not have a United States release date.
Or box office score?
It has a box office of $8.1 million.
Nobody saw this movie.
Nobody saw this movie. Okay, cool.
How do we see it?
I'll find out.
It had a good cast, right? Who played Dickens?
Dan Stevens.
Oh, no idea who that is.
No idea who that is. But Jonathan Pryce, Governor Swan, played John Dickens.
There you go. Played a well-to-do Englishman. That guy is built for that role.
He's John Dickens. John Dickens was Charles Dickens' father. Jonathan Pryce, Governor Swan. That guy.
Commodore.
Commodore. All right, well, let's wrap this baby up, man. We did the Grinch thing. We did 3 movies.
We did.
I think we did him justice.
I think so. You're saying it goes 1966 Grinch,
2018.
Elf.
Oh, yeah.
2018 Grinch, 2000 Grinch,
Polar Express.
There's a pretty wide margin between Grinch and Polar
there's
Express.
like 8 Die Hard movies.
And Iron Man 3.
Yeah, Iron Man 3, better Christmas movie than The Polar Express. The Polar Express could have been so good. It's such a good book, but those kids are truly horrifying.
Yeah, they're very scary looking.
Horrifying.
I think Iron Man 3 comes in above 2018 Grinch.
Really? You hate Iron Man 3.
I mean, like, why did they ruin Ben Kingsley and Guy Pearce in the same movie? Why did they do that, Ethan? Why would they do that to me? You got like 2 amazing, wonderful actors, and you just put them in like the dumbest roles.
Sorry, say all that again?
Ben Kingsley and Guy Pearce, Ethan.
Yeah.
Why would you waste both of them?
I don't know. I liked that movie.
Ben Kingsley could have been using that whole persona, the act for Mandarin, could have easily been Ultron. I would have been cool with it. Had to be James Spader, obviously. But if it didn't have to be James Spader, it could have he could have been Thanos.
He could not have been Thanos.
Oh, Josh Brolin.
Ben Kingsley could not have been Thanos. I don't know. I do love Ben Kingsley. I also love Guy Pearce.
Could have been Red Skull.
I love Hugo Weaving, too.
Yeah, but Hugo Weaving gave it up.
You know, speaking of Hugo Weaving, we got to talk about this. I forgot that we had to talk about this. Mortal Engines.
Poor babies. Did you see it?
No. It cost $175 million, okay?
Made $0.
Made $8 million opening weekend.
Hey, that's a Dickens movie.
$8 million. A Peter Jackson movie made $8 million.
I don't understand how that happened.
Nobody
The
saw
movie-
it. Nobody saw it. Nobody was sitting in the theaters. Because I know I didn't see it. I can go see opening weekend. I wasn't like, man, I got to go see Mortal Engines. I was like, interesting concept. This movie looks awful.
I didn't know what the premise was. Like, the previews were so bad that I was like, okay, London is a car, kind of like that Doctor Who episode with the space whales. I didn't read whatever book this is based on. I'm gonna pass.
That was the exact thought I had too, was about the space whales.
Yeah,
Star
definitely
whales.
space
Star
whale
whales.
thing. Star whales.
Whales, yes.
Whatever. They were whales in space.
Yeah.
Kind of like, but it was England, not Wales. I mean, London.
They were whales with an H.
Yes,
Whales.
whales.
London. But yeah, I saw the first trailer where it was just like, there were no people in it. It was just the city of London scooping up a smaller city.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this looks cool. And then they put a story behind it, and I was like, nah, this doesn't look cool anymore. And the posters were just some girl's face in a mask.
Yeah, some girl I don't know. I honestly felt like this was for a book that I didn't read that isn't a genre that I don't care
It is a
about.
book you didn't read.
Is
yeah.
it? Is it in a genre I don't care about?
High fantasy?
Oh, yeah,
maybe?
definitely.
I don't know. Sci-fi? Would you call this sci-fi? I don't know. Ask Carrie.
Oh, there's many
First
books.
of 4 novels.
$9.99.
I'm gonna
You can get it for
Carrie,
$5.99
Casey.
in your Kindly.
at Casey Winters Wonder. Mortal and is that side case?
I won't, my baby.
I asked Casey Winters. I don't know if he's getting back to me before we finish recording this. He's currently playing Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves. I don't know what that is. It sounds fun.
Ethan, I don't want to alarm you.
Please alarm
but
me.
Mortal Engines, Hungry City Chronicles by Philip Reeve, 2005-12-13, mass market paperback -1652, cost $141.
Interesting. I can tell you as soon as I saw the cover for this book and it had that writing on it that I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, that font is a good way
That
to get me not
font.
to read
I
your
don't know
book.
what it's called. That font. I'm never going to read this book. Ever. There's no circumstance under which you could put that book in my hand because I guarantee you it is in excess of 1,000 Bible thickness Bible print pages.
You think so?
Absolutely. That font screams that to me. What was those books? I don't even know. Oh, it was Game of Thrones. That's what it was. That Thomas Burford used to read in high school.
He was reading Game of Thrones?
Yeah, back in like whenever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lexile Measure is $9.90.
That's the kind of book that you just find. It's not under sci-fi fantasy. It's just under like fiction at Barnes & Noble. That book came out in mass market paperback.
It's 320 pages.
Really? I would have bet no less than 1,000 based on that print. That font says 1,000 pages. That book says it's 1,000 pages. It cost $7 at Barnes & Noble. That's what that says.
Steampunk is what they're going for with this whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not a genre. That's like a aesthetic. Anyway, Mortal Engines, we had to talk about it because it was the flop to end all flops. There's no chance they're making their money back on this one. Peter Jackson might be finished.
You think so?
I don't know, man. Those Hobbit movies were pretty bad.
I liked those
I
Hobbit
did
movies.
not.
I thought they were
I
fun.
did not. There did not need to be 3 of them. It is a short book.
No, I agree with you there. It's definitely a short
Although,
book.
you know what's a short book? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yes.
It's a short book. book.
But that's the movie is about writing.
Casey and Winters and I in Discord earlier were talking about this, about guys like J.R.R. Tolkien and George R.R. Martin, who...
Now, Casey Winters, he is from the platform...
Yeah,
Document
Document
9
9
and
3/4
3/4.
podcast.
Yeah. Let's give a little
we were
shout out.
talking, and he was talking about how those guys are more concerned about the story. I mean about the world and the history than the story. And I agree with that. And they both wrote books about the lore of their own worlds. And you know who I want to do this is J.K. Rowling.
Yeah,
I want to
she's
read.
talked about doing an
I want to
encyclopedia.
read A History of Magic by Bathilda Bagshot by J.K. Rowling.
Yeah,
it can
I would
be
want that as well.
3,000 pages, and
Will you read all of it?
every single word of it. Yes.
Now, do you think if she does that, she takes theory away, or do you think she adds to it?
I think she adds to it. Because History of Magic was written in like, I don't know, the 50s or whatever. I think she just gives more things to talk about. I would also be interested in every Hogwarts textbook. I would read The Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore by Rita Skeeter by J.K. Rowling.
What if she outsourced those books?
I just want them to be written and stamped approved.
Stamped canon?
Yeah.
I think The Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore would be an interesting one to do, especially if she got a different author, because it would be, like, canonically correct, right? Like, it would be what Rita Skeeter wrote, but it would not be full of accurate information.
Probably. Yeah. But I don't care. I don't care what it says. That's the thing, is I really don't care what it says. I just want it to have the rubber stamp of approval that says I can treat this as the word of God. I don't want it to be unreliable fan fiction, even though it literally is unreliable fan fiction, even if J.K. Rowling writes it.
Right.
I just want it to be canon. I don't want it to be like Star Wars Extended Universe.
That was too much.
Anyway, we need to wrap this up.
All right. So, breakfast food for the Grinch. I think this is like rotten eggs.
And who?
Green eggs and ham?
Who hash?
And who hash?
Sounds like a breakfast food.
Yeah, that's easy
Yeah,
enough.
sure. These are great movies. You guys should watch them if you haven't already watched them. And
You know what I'm going to try to do, Ethan? What I'm going to try to do is, in the next few days, I'm going to record a video of myself reading the original text of The Grinch. I'm going to try to do that, upload that to our Facebook or our YouTube or something. And then, you know, if whoever owns Dr. Seuss, the Seuss estate, reaches out to me and says, hey, you can't do that, then I'll take it down. But I'm going to try to do it.
okay, do it. Do it to it.
So people be looking forward to that. Also, something we have to talk about on our YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed to us on YouTube, please go ahead and knock that out. If nothing else, Ethan is putting out an amazing vlog that you need to catch up on and you need to be watching. He's doing weekly vlogs. He's done 2 already. He's promised at least 2 more, but I personally believe he's going to keep doing it. They come out currently on Saturday mornings. We may adjust that time schedule.
We
Whatever
will
works best
adjust that time schedule. I think their new home is going to be Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, okay. So new vlogs every
Like the
Wednesday.
J vlogs are Monday.
I think you could do Monday though. I don't think you're losing. Like I think when people watch the J vlog, they're ready to watch another vlog.
You think I should do Monday?
I don't think you're taking anything away if you do Monday.
Okay, I might do Monday then.
I don't think you're losing it. I think you're gaining if you do Monday.
Okay, then I might do Monday. Either way, I'm not doing Saturday mornings anymore.
Gotcha.
I'll do them through December. Because I did, my goal was Vlogmas, so I'm going to do December 1st through 7th, and then 8th through 14th, and then 15th through 21st, and then 22nd through 28th.
And then more.
And then from there, we'll take it from there. I might not like miss a week, but like just be late and go from there.
Right. But yes, we're doing vlogs. That's very exciting. And what else is new, Ethan? What do we do at the end of the show?
We sign off.
We
Let's do
sign
the actual
off.
sign off today. Okay, so you can follow us because we've changed everything since the last episode. Literally everything. So you can now follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at BaconandEggsPod. You can
Yes.
currently follow Tyler Carlin at AmeriCarlin on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at WowNow and on Instagram at Bacon and Ethan. And you can follow... We have new music. That's it. That's what I was going to say. The other thing. We have new music by Andrew Scott Bell, award-winning composer, friend of ours, awesome guy all around. I don't remember his socials off the top of my head, but they will be in the description, and I will know them for the future. And our logos are still by Vishon because it's awesome, and we haven't had him change it yet because we have already had him change it once, and that's too often.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that's all we say at the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much again for listening to another episode of Bacon and Eggs. We hope you have the merriest of Christmases, and we will see you again on Christmas Day, which is a Tuesday. So last year we did a Monday brunch on Christmas Day, and this year we're going to do a Tuesday brunch on Christmas Day. So we'll see you then. We're really excited. I know I'm excited to record that episode with you on Thursday, Tyler, for us to put out Tuesday, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Merry Christmas to the Yolks. Happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays, happy Boxing Day, whatever you say for Hanukkah. I can't pronounce the word. But I know that already happened, but I hope it was wonderful for you guys too. I love the holiday season, and I'm excited to see what 2019 holds for us. And I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Not really sure why. Thank you for listening to another episode of Bacon and Eggs. I've been Ethan Edgehill, he's been Tyler Carlin, and until next week, arrivederci.
And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.